Do you know that e-way bill is mandatory for transportation of goods of all types of transactions, whether it is within the state or across the states? Also, you might have doubts regarding generation, validity, extension and blocking of e-way bills. Today, let's get answers to all your questions about e-way bills through this video. Hi folks, I'm Annapurna from Team Clear, where we offer enterprise-level products such as Clear GST, Clear e-invoicing, Clear e-way bill and Clear Max ITC to more than 3,000 enterprises. To help individuals and businesses, we create various videos related to taxes, savings and finance. So to keep yourself updated, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon. First question, who has to generate the e-way bill? Answer to this is, a consignor, consignee or transporter of goods can generate e-way bill. The unregistered transporter can also generate e-way bills by enrolling on the e-way bill portal, provided the value of consignment exceeds Rs 50,000 in such conveyance. Second question, is the e-way bill still compulsory after introducing the e-invoicing system? Answer to this is yes. While transporting goods, wherever e-way bill is required, it continues to be mandatory even after the e-invoicing system got implemented. In case the e-invoicing system applies to me, whether the e-way bill gets auto-generated? Answer to this is, in case both Part A and Part B of e-way bill are provided while generating e-invoice as the schema requires, the same will be used to generate the e-way bill. Suppose the Part B details are not provided when reporting the invoice to the Invoice Registration Portal or IRP. The same will have to be provided by user through e-way bill tab in the IRP login or e-way bill portal to generate the e-way bill. Fourth question, how is validity of an e-way bill calculated? The validity of an e-way bill is based on type of conveyance as well as distance covered. Now, if the type of conveyance is over-dimensional cargo, then suppose the distance covered is less than 20 kilometers, e-way bill validity will be 1 day. Suppose distance covered is more than 20 kilometers, then for every additional 20 kilometers or part thereof covered, an additional 1 day will be added to the e-way bill validity. Suppose the type of conveyance is other than over-dimensional cargo. Suppose the distance covered is less than 200 kilometers, e-way bill validity will be 1 day. But if the distance covered is more than 200 kilometers, then for every additional 200 kilometers or part thereof, an additional 1 day will be added to the e-way bill validity. Moving on to the next question, can you extend the validity period of an e-way bill? Answer to this is yes. You can extend the e-way bill validity period if consignment cannot reach the destination within the validity period due to any exceptional circumstances. These include law and order situation, then natural calamities, an accident of conveyance, trans-shipment delay, etc. The transporter may have to explain the reason in detail while extending the e-way bill's validity period. I hope you are getting answers to the doubts you have regarding e-way bills. If yes, please write clear in the comment section of this video. Also, please ask your doubts in the comment section so that we'll clarify them for you. Moving on to the next question, can you modify or edit an e-way bill? Answer to this is, an e-way bill once generated cannot be modified or edited. Only Part B can be updated. However, if the e-way bill is generated with some wrong information, it can be cancelled within 24 hours and can be generated afresh. Seventh question, what is meant by blocking of e-way bill generation facility? Answer to this is, blocking of e-way bill generation facility prevents a taxpayer from generating e-way bill for non-filing 2 or more consecutive GSTR 3P returns on the GST portal. The GSTINs of such blocked taxpayers cannot be declared or used to generate e-way bills either as consignor or consignee. 8th question. How does unblocking take place on e-Waybill system? Suppose the pending GSTR 3B returns are filed later on by such taxpayers, then their return filing default period falls below 2 tax periods. After that, the system will update the return filing status on the e-Waybill portal. Their GSTIN will be unblocked for e-Waybill generation facility on the next day itself. The jurisdictional officer unblocking can be done online on the GST portal considering the manual representation received from such taxpayers. 9th question. If the value of goods carried on a single conveyance exceeds Rs 50,000, although the value of all individual consignments is less than Rs 50,000, should the transporter generate an e-Waybill for such smaller consignments? Well, answer for this is Sub-Rule 7 of Rule 138 of the CGST rules covers this aspect, which is yet to be notified. Hence, until the notification to that effect is issued, the transporter need not generate an e-Waybill for consignments having a value less than Rs 50,000 despite the total being more than Rs 50,000. To help businesses with easy generation of e-Waybills, Clear has launched an e-Waybill solution that is 10 times faster with 100 plus validations. Please click on the link provided below in the description of this video to try out Clear e-Waybill solution for free. So friends, we have come to the end of this video. If you have any doubts about this topic, please mention them in the comment section of this video so that we can answer your doubts. Do subscribe to our channel for more informative videos and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will be notified whenever there's a new video update from Clear channel. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.